Marcus in Colorado Springs. How are you?
Matt, how you doing today?
Pretty good.
And Tracie.
Hello.
I gotta say hi to you as well. I've watched both of you guys, and you guys are totally awesome.
Thank you. You're awesome too. Clearly.
Thank you. Well, I just want to say something quickly, then I'll get to my question. I joined this group of free thinkers of Colorado Springs, and one of the people they're going to have here next month, I believe, is Richard Dawkins. And then they were throwing out people's names as, okay, who else we could invite over. And, Matt, I hope you don't mind. I did throw your name out there. And I was telling them that, about the ACA down there. And, so hopefully you may possibly be seeing an invitation from us.
Okay, cool.
So
I was just in Denver.
Okay, great. Yeah. So, but here was my question. From being in the military and just from my own personal life, I've seen so many things, religious, spiritual things, what have you. And one of the things that I've seen is like possessions, I guess. Spiritual people possessed by other spirits. And I had an argument with my cousin on Facebook the other day because he was saying, oh, well, that's true, though. Don't you believe in that stuff? And what I pretty much told him is, well, all I saw is people's voices that were different, and I've never seen any miracles perform in front of me. All I saw was words thrown out at us. So I'm like, so there's still no evidence, as far as I'm concerned, that it was true. And I guess I just want to get your take as to what do you guys think about stuff like that?
I agree. I don't see any reason I don't know how they came to the conclusion that it's demon possession.
Yeah, I don't either. I can't imagine how. I know that I got to see footage of recorded, I guess, what would be called possessions. They're labeled as possessions when I took anthropology, but it was strictly for, just like observing it. And it was what the populations themselves would refer to as a possession. And clearly, I don't believe that it's a possession. And a lot of times what was interesting to me is what they used some of these events in order to show the kind of bias that can occur during field research. So what would happen is we would read the account of the anthropologist who had looked at this event, that had been studying it. So there would be a video recording of it, and there would also be a written account of it. And when you read the written account, it was quite incredible. When you saw the video, it was quite less incredible. So a lot of times I think when people are actually in a situation, they are sometimes more impressed or more taken or I guess just sort of taken up with the situation. And they, even when they're trying to be objective and even when they are like a level-headed researcher, sometimes they can think that they're seeing things that they're really not. I mean, when you see the video played back, clearly some of the stuff's not happening. One of the things that I saw that I was very, very interested, couldn't wait till we got to witness like a levitation. The levitation itself, I would expect a levitation, just as a layperson, to be somebody not touching the ground. That's not what counts as levitation in these possessions. The levitations are merely contortions where, a lot of the body mass is off the ground. But it's certainly not something that's impossible. It's just something that's a contortion. And when you see it, it's not what you expect. So when you read these accounts and you see things like somebody recording that someone levitated, I can see how people reading it would think someone floated above the ground, sort of like what you see in The Exorcist. But that is not what's being described. And so I think sometimes people get misled by what's recorded and what is maybe put into literature on these things that isn't really what's occurring.
And from a strictly skeptical standpoint, you've got two different things. You've got the event or the phenomena, and then the explanation for the phenomena. And so we've witnessed something or we've had a report of something, and now we need to find out what the explanation is. And inevitably what you find is that when they're talking about, for example, demon possession, they are just asserting an explanation. They're not demonstrating it. They're not providing any evidence. There's no reason to think that, oh, well, wait a minute, what's your justification for calling this possession at all? Well, it sounds like possession, or it's weird, or okay, but now you're just kind of making appeal to what other people have said about this. Where's the actual evidence that this is a possession and not something else?
Yeah, in all the videos that we saw, I never once saw a demon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in my situation, what it is I don't know if you guys are ever, I don't know if any of you are familiar with like Haitian culture, and because I am a Haitian.
Oh, okay.
And it was, I don't know precisely they call it demon, but they call it at least spiritual possessions. You know, you see the person, all of a sudden their voice changes, and you know they're talking.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
You know, and so you know, I mean, I grew up actually seeing that in my own family.
Yeah.
And so that's the thing my cousin was arguing with me about. Saying, well, don't you, you know, you don't believe that stuff? You know, you saw it and everything. And, you know, I told him, I said, well, in all actuality, not to disrespect my father or anybody or anything, but I'm like, who's to say he wasn't high on crack and he just...
You don't even have to go that far.
No,
I mean, look up Extraordinary Popular Delusions and the Madness of Crowds, which is from the 19th century, looking into phenomenon like this where people in a group engage in hysterical behavior. It's very often, apparently it's something that's trained that we learn. And we see this with speaking in tongues and other things like that. That doesn't mean that there's not some supernatural force involved, but it's more plausible given that we see this, you know, happen in a physical sense all over the place. There's no justification for reaching to the supernatural to try to explain it when we can at least begin to understand it in terms of this is what human brains do from time to time in certain circumstances.
Yeah, I don't even know if you can hear it or not, but Matt's got you know, some kind of illness right now, and his voice has changed. I don't think it's a demon. I had the same thing actually a couple weeks ago, or something similar,
demon.
and yeah, I had a severe voice change, and you know, no demon as far as I'm aware. It was just flu or something, but.
No, I mean, that makes sense.
Anyway, thanks a lot for calling in, Marcus.
Okay.
We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
All right, you too now. Bye.